Hi guys, I'm Samantha. A week ago, this moment, um, I was in the middle of the Day 6 fan meeting in Austin, Texas. So yeah, uh, I decided that I was going to do a vlog kind of explaining like my experiences from like when I got to Texas to when I left. Backtracking real quick, Day 6 announced a couple months ago that Sub K actually announced that they were bringing Day 6 to North America. So we get our tickets, we drive for P1, we didn't get P1, but we got P2. Um, and I'm actually less upset about getting P2 than I was when we first got it. When we first got P2 instead of P1, I was livid because of the fan sign. But after seeing everything that was happening and my high touch experience, I'm not complaining about high touch whatsoever. My seats were great, everything was great. So Saturday morning we wake up, we get ready, go to the airport, fly to Austin. So we land in Austin, we get an Uber, we go to our Airbnb, which was really cute, and it was actually about a 4-minute walk from the venue. We changed clothes, we like got all made up because we were like, we're going to the airport to greet Day 6, like we want to look as fine as possible. So we get all our makeup done, we fix our hair, we get dressed into nicer clothes, have our jewelry on, and we still have some time to spare before we were going to leave for the airport. So we found this little kayaking place that was nearby, a lot closer than we thought. So we call an Uber and we get in it, and he literally drives us like around the corner. It was like a 30-second drive maybe. And so we get out, we go rent our tandem kayak, and we go onto Ladybird Lake for about an hour, and it was really beautiful. It was a lot of fun. I'm not a really outdoorsy person, so I've actually never been kayaking. So we walk home, we see Emos, which is where they're performing on our walk home, and got really excited about it. Hot as hell because Texas is extremely hot even in October. So we Uber ate McDonald's, which became a main thing for us when we were there. We Uber ate twice, 3 times? I can't remember. Anyway, and then about 6 o'clock is when we called for an Uber to go take us to the airport. And we had a banner, and I'll post a picture in right now. So I made that banner when the night before we left, and we brought it so we could greet Day 6 at the airport. So we went down the escalator from departure to arrival. Shout out GOT7. We were the first ones down there, but we started seeing more girls come in. You could like kind of tell like what they were there for. People had signs, and like people were looking around. There were little groups, and like we can just like tell like who was there for Day 6. We finally see this group, so I just walk over and we start hanging out, talking. So we're all standing there. We show each other signs. We're getting updates on when they're going to be there. We're all kind of trying to keep ourselves as calm as possible. We're like running into the restroom, like trying not to miss them because their flight was supposed to land like 7:27, and like it changed and then like changed back, and so like we were trying to figure out when they were actually going to land. People are coming down escalators, and especially on the other side, we thought they might come off the other escalator, and that was freaking us out because we're all lined up under this one escalator, which is closest to where the flight was landing. So we're like, this makes the most sense. So we're all standing there, and there's like this giant blue sign that kind of blocks the top of the escalator, so you can't see. All you can see are like feet up until like halfway down. Well, then we start seeing some Sub K and JYP staff like coming around this area, and so we're like, okay, either they've already left, gone a different way, and these people are just coming to get like their bags, or they're gonna come down in a little bit. So I'm holding on the banner, and if I can I crouch down behind it, and I can see, if I'm on the ground, I can see like right past that sign up the escalator. So I'm like hanging down there, and I'm like giving them like all play-by-play from like what I can see. And then I see like a big group come, and I see some pans, and so I stand up. I was like, there's a big group coming, and I was like, I don't know if it's them. And Haley next to me, she's like, I think that's them. She's like, oh no, but I could be wrong, but I'm fairly certain it's them. But I was like, I'm gonna record because I don't want to miss it. And by the way, I want to applaud everybody that was at the Austin airport. I'm not judging the other shows. I'm not gonna make comments about the other shows, but my experience at Austin, and I feel like Day 6 experience at the Austin airport was the best for the entire tour. Dawoon's actually like the first like on this side, but he had from where I was sitting, he had a camera right here, so I couldn't like make out his face that well. So the first one I saw like vividly was Sungjin, and the second I see him, my heart is like fell. Because like anybody who's like met any of those people or seen them in real life after seeing them in like videos and stuff for such a long time, and especially in K-pop when they are in Korea most of the time, and that's a world away. And so seeing them in real life, like in your face, in your country, was crazy. Dawoon's recording us, and so we're like, oh shit, Dawoon's recording. So we're all waving and just kind of like getting excited. We're all standing there with banners and signs, and they, wave down at us. They all start smiling. And then behind Sungjin was Young K, and then Jay and Wampil were behind him. And so they all just come down with the JYP and Sub K staff, and they all walk by, and they all just have these giant smiles. Jay's also filming, I'm sure, for his personal YouTube vlog. So we're all waving and saying their names, and they're just kind of smiling, and they walk past, and once they get out of the airport, we do kind of chase them to the car, but like we all waited until they got out of the actual airport, and we all just kind of run over. So after that, it was funny because when we ran out, Haley and I kind of lost each other, and as soon as the car like drives off, the first thing I do is I'm like, where's Haley? Where's Haley? And I'm like trying to find her, and I finally see her, and we both like just like I was like teary eyed, but I was mainly just like all giddy and smiling. I see Haley, and she's got this big smile on her face. We just like hugged each other, and we're like, we just saw Day 6, like IRL in real life. We saw them. So fast forward to 2 in the morning. We get up, shower, makeup, hair, gather everything that we need. But what was really nice is because our Airbnb was so close to the venue that like we had all the stuff we needed, but we always knew we could come back and get something else if we needed it. So we get in line at about 4:15, and there's already a couple people there. There's 3 people in P2, which was, no, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, because there was one girl in front. So 4 girls in P2 and 3 girls in P1. And so we get the first hour passes, and it's just mainly just trying to stay awake at this point. 5:30 rolls around, and Haley starts talking about wanting McDonald's. And so I was like, I'm not really hungry right now. I was like, because I just woke up. I usually don't eat for a few hours after that. I was like, maybe 7 o'clock would be better time for us to eat breakfast because it's already so early. Well, 3 girls in front of us, who will be mentioned much more after the story, Marissa, Magali, and Jessica. Shout out. I hope you guys are watching this. What's up? So they were talking about doing it too, and so Marissa looks over at us and she's like, well, I was like, one of you guys and me can go, and then we'll get like food for everybody else. So we ended up going. It was late at night, and apparently what I'm now learning is not the best part of Austin, Texas. And so Marissa took a little pocket knife and car keys, and we had our phones and everything on us. There was one point she had the knife out. This is gonna be a much longer vlog than I planned on it being. I'm so sorry. I'm not even at the concert yet. But she has the knife out at one point to kind of make a joke. She's like, nobody fuck with me. And she's like holding the knife out, and she puts it away finally after like 2 minutes. And the second she puts it away, we hear a guy behind us go, you got any smokes? And so I just turned around, I'm like, excuse me? And he's like, do you have any smokes? Or he's like, can I bum a smoke or something like that? And I was like, no, I don't smoke cigarettes, I'm sorry. So anyway, we finally found McDonald's after like being turned around like 6 or 7 times. So we get there, and the inside does not open till 6 o'clock, and it was 5:45, 5:50 when we got there. So we sit outside and we start talking, and that's when I learned that Marissa and I'll learn on the other girls too are Agase. And so McDonald's opens, we go in there, we get our food, we actually go in, get our food, then we leave, then realize we should go to the bathroom before we get back. So we go back in, go to the bathroom, then we leave again, and then we realize we forgot straws, so we had to go back in and get straws, and then we finally left. We get back to the venue at like almost 7, so like we've been gone for like an hour and a half at this point. And the second we like finish eating, we're all just kind of sitting there talking, and it starts to sprinkle a little bit. And then shortly after that, it just starts to like really, really pour down. So like we're sitting, like Marissa and Magali are under like an umbrella, and Jessica, she was a smart one, she went to the car first, and then Haley is like over at under the awning by like where Emo's little awning comes out, and I'm sitting there with like my flannel over my head, and then Marissa's like, I've got one of those like little sun visor things in there that you put in your car windows. So I went to her car and grabbed that, and we did it for a bit, and then finally we all decided we were just gonna go to the car. Haley stayed over on the awning just because she was super dry where she was, and the car was over by us, so she'd have to walk all the way through the rain to get to the car anyway. So we get to the car, start talking more about GOT7 and different experiences, start like jamming out to the music. Because after it rained and the sun came out, it was hot as hell. It went from being cold in the morning to rainy to literally wanted to die of heat. It was awful. There was weird. This is just something I want to remember. There was people, like, it first started at one apartment because we were right across from an apartment complex at Emo's, and like our line, you could see it like right from there. And people, this one apartment at first was just like watching. They were just like sitting on the balcony like this and just like staring at all of us. And then like throughout like the hours that we spent, because we were in line for like 14, 15 hours, I can't remember anymore, people just started like popping up in all these apartments and like all these balconies, just like staring at all of us, and like down the entire line, people, we were just all pissed. We're like, what the fuck are you looking at? Like, why are you just staring at a line full of people going to see a concert? Now, before our line moved, we took a trip back to the Airbnb, and then when I came back, I could hear them doing sound check, and they were doing I Wait. And then, oh my gosh, and then they started to play Hunt. And that is my favorite Day6 song, and I did not think they were going to play it because it's such an old song, and it's not even like a title track or anything. And so when I heard they were playing Hunt, I like get out of line and like I walk straight to the door and like start recording it, especially Brian's, or Young K's. He's Brian on the streets and Young K in the sheets. or on stage. But I went and recorded Young K's The Girl I Can Make You Feel Alive. Oh my god, I was, yeah, oh my god, I was almost in tears. It was great. But anyway, so we Uber Eats McDonald's again for lunch, and then they actually forgot my drink, and I'm the kind of bitch that made them go back and get it, because I was in like 500-degree weather. I wanted something to drink, so I made them go back and get it, and then they came back and brought it. And then a woman comes up while we were in line, and she's like, you guys heard of the Day6 sing-along? And we were like, no. And so basically, in every city, like they did LA first, and so they did a chunk of lyrics for LA, and it's people in line singing to congratulations. And so we were the first ones for Austin, Texas. We got that first line, and I'm not going to even try to sing it right now. It was very short, and it's part of the, because like, you know, we all broke in Korean, right? And so it's one of the parts that I feel like, I was like, oh yeah, I sing that part in my car all the time. But when she like sounded it out for us, I'm like, shit, that's not what I sing. We're going to be in that video, so that was exciting. I saw Eddie and Kevin while we were in line. Got Eddie's attention at one point. And he just like smiled. That was the greatest thing. Didn't get Kevin's attention. We only got Eddie's. Hashtag Eddie's Teddies. I don't know if that's what we're going to go with, but that's what it is the moment.